All right, everybody, I'm sitting here with Oksana. Thank you for hanging out with me here at the Sandler Summit. So I just really wanted to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind, and just learn more about you, and obviously for the audience that are listening. First of all, from the conference, what are some takeaways that you could share, I guess, from a sales perspective?
Yeah, so I've been working with Sandler training, Doug Cohen, the trainer that we came here, from both me learning about sales from him and also implementing mindfulness processes in sales. So we've done seminars, and that's actually where we've met as well. And so this conference for me is kind of like double-sided. One, I'm a student here, and I'm learning about the sales, because even if you do something like mindfulness where people think about, it's a very I don't know the word for it, but they don't consider it business.
Got it.
It's something different. It's not business-like, right? Well, it is business, and you still need to do prospecting, sales, and follow-ups, and account management, and accounts retention. So first of all, it is a business, no matter what you do. So I'm learning, and then the second side is seeing how else we could continue and expand our relationship with Sandler.
And how did you ever get into this mindfulness space?
It started with personal journey. So I think it's like in psychology and psychiatry, you actually start researching these tools because you want to dig into yourself.
Wow.
The same way here, it was a very deep soul searching and well-being searching and understanding myself that I think inevitably it would have spilled into serving others in some way. And for me, this journey looks as implemented into the business world, because that's where I came from and that's what I understood before. So
maybe you
saw
can share any of that, or your journey going to India and learning what you learned.
Right. So I would say that I see myself, and my clients also see me, as a bridge between the Eastern philosophies, that the majority of it I actually went in deep depth in India. And I go back there, I do retreat every year, I bring people every year, but I go there about once or twice a year, minimum of 30 days.
I haven't been there forever. Here you are going there every year.
And I'm actually going in May and June.
I got employees working there. I don't go and see them.
I go there twice a year and then what I learned there and practice, then I come to the West and I do the supplemental research, and I supplement it with also the scientific approaches of neuroscience, psychology, and even quantum physics. There are a lot of laws of that. And then from my business background, I see, well, how is this Eastern philosophies that a lot of time there's a lot of mysticism and spirituality that does not always have direct business application. And then I supplement it with a lot of logical stuff and my practical experience. And that's what becomes the merge of the trainings and seminars and retreats that I do here for mostly leadership teams and entrepreneurs.
Got it. And I was going to ask you, how has that changed since you sort of started and where it is today? Anything you want to share? Is businesses adopting mindfulness?
Absolutely, yes. When I started more than 3 years ago, I would come at first I started with employees in the HR base, and I'll come to the HR manager and I'll be like, well, I bring mindfulness to the work, and they will be like, mind what? So nobody even knew the words.
That would be me.
Yes, they didn't even knew the words, and now
my shirt says hustle harder.
Yeah, that's like, precise definition.
Exactly.
So
that's the world we live in.
The research, the interest has spiked tremendously. So there's actually demand now, and more companies are looking to implement these tools. The issue for me is that there's also a lot of people that think that it's just such a simple thing. Just body awareness is just meditation, so anybody can do it. So the entry to the market as a trainer is very low, but the problem is that there are a lot of people that actually don't know what they're doing, and unfortunately, eventually it's going to bring more harm to the whole concept. Because people will be disappointed. It doesn't work, it doesn't stick, it doesn't, or sometimes it's even harmful because you need to understand a little bit of human psychology to know when to apply what. So pros and cons, but yes, there's definitely more awareness, more popularity, and it's a good time to be.
I'm glad you're doing it. And the last question is the name of the company. It's in Sanskrit. You want telling us what that means and how you came about that?
Yeah, so the name of the company is SattvaMe, and Sattva Yoga Academy is a school where I study in the Himalayas. And Sattva is a Sanskrit word that means the holistic, balanced approach to life, the qualities that are in the balance and in harmony. And on the opposite spectrum, when you're too energized or hyper, or when you're too slow, Exactly, like this overachiever type A personality, or when you come actually on crashing point and you burnout. In the business world, it's kind of like the polar spectrum. So the Sattvic way of applying it to business and life is actually that balanced approach. So you're not going too much up, not going too much down, and you can maintain a steady pace of the marathon and not the race.
Wow.
Right. So for me, when I named the company, it was about going back to that wholeness. So SattvaMe make me whole again, because we have that innate wholeness in us. It's just we forgot it because we're living in this environment of constant pressure, of constant stress, or not enough pressure for some people. So that just going back to that understanding of what is our optimal capacity to operate as human beings, because we actually designed this body to live up until 120, 150 years old. But do we live until that?
Nope.
No, because we're ripping that off like an engine. We're going too fast, we're ripping it off, then we're getting sick, then we're pushing again, then we're getting sick, and that ages us faster. So that optimal pace and capacity, what does it look like?
Wow. And you've written a book. You want to tell us about that?
Yes. I actually had a copy downstairs.
It's all right, you can make it.
Yeah, so the book called Next Level You, and this is my first book, so it's the journey, it's my personal journey of how mindfulness and meditation transformed my life.
Sure.
And in between it weaves, and it's, I find the journey very interesting because I traveled to 55 plus countries, and I come from a Soviet Union background. I'm a first immigrant to this country, so I consider myself a citizen of the world. So it's a very interesting journey, but then I weave in some research and business and practicality, not only business but on personal level to the people, so they can start either practicing or get on a deeper level.
How can they find you, and where do they learn more about you?
The website is sattva.me, sattva.me. My name is Oksana Esberard, so all social media. And the book is called Next Level You, and it's available on Amazon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Solomon. That was amazing. Thank you.